In this May 16, 2018, file photo, Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Scott Pruitt in May. AP photo Andrew Harnik, file, perhaps no scandal has so consistently and thoroughly dogged the Trump administration like that of Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Scott Pruitt. And perhaps no scandal is as perfectly at home in the Trump administration. The sheer magnitude of the scandal is one thing. Pruitt now faces more than a dozen separate investigations, but perhaps more telling is where it's emanating from: the administration's own political appointees at the EPA. About the best possible defense Pruitt could put forward at this point is that all of these staffers are forming something of a deep state conspiracy to take him down, just as Trump has alleged of his own appointees at the Justice Department. The most recent news on the Pruitt front comes courtesy of the Post's Brady, Dawsey and Juliet Eilperin. What's most notable here is that neither of these staffers are publicly denouncing Pruitt. Ryan Jackson, for instance, remains as Pruitt's chief of staff, but per the Post's reporting, last week he confirmed helping Pruitt obtain a controversial home rental from a lobbyist, and said he raised concerns about Pruitt's routine first-class travel. Samantha Dravis is also a key Pruitt ally and has in the past disputed some of the allegations against Pruitt. Even they have now filled out the picture of potential ethical lapses and wrongdoing. Other aides who have testified about such things include Kevin Chmielewski, Pruitt's whistleblowing former deputy chief of staff, and Millan Hupp, his former director of scheduling and advance. Pruitt has offered perhaps the only defense he could at this stage, saying these stories are either fiction or embellishments. Much of what has been targeted toward me and my team has been half-truths, or at best stories that have been so twisted they do not resemble reality, he said in April. Last week, Pruitt's Oklahoma ally Senator James Inhofe, R., reversed his previous concerns about the steady drip of accusations and declared them all to be outrageous lies. But that becomes more and more difficult as it's not reporters breaking the stories, but his own staffers, most of whom were handpicked by Pruitt, lodging accusations and confirming existing ones. And it's even more difficult when staffers who otherwise have defended him are the ones testifying under oath about those alleged lies. Much like Trump, Pruitt seems to be banking on people throwing their hands up because of all the complicated machinations, or thinking this is just how business is done in Washington. Increasingly, though, that's going to require believing his own staff are out to get him. Given that, it's perhaps no wonder that Trump sympathizes with Pruitt and hasn't axed him yet.